Hello and welcome on back to another Talk video. In today's one, we're looking at the brand new Masters of the Universe and the TMNT Tales of Grayskull issue number 3 crossover. And this one, I mean, with how things went in the last issue, revealing that basically He-Man and the Turtles can't meet or interact anymore because if not, they'll destroy the timeline or something along those kind of lines. And I won't lie, I thought that was a really stupid decision because, you know, it's a crossover between those two franchises. You want to see them interact, and yet we don't. So going into this one, I was curious to see what they were going to be doing in this issue in terms of setting things up for the last issue, which should be coming out next month, I want to say, but who knows at this point. So I was quite curious on that front. But what I did get to see, it just feels like it's rushed and just it just seems like it's very disappointing. I can't lie about that. Knowing that everything, with all, He-Man, Turtles can't meet, and then just they've been trying to interact with all the other characters. It just seems very rushed. So yeah, okay, yeah. So I feel like the best place to start off with is just going through each of the settings, because there's 3 different time periods or locations that I should talk about. So the first one we'll talk about is the Turtles, because not much really happened there. They just met with Man of Arms and Teela, I want to say. I don't really know much about Masters of the Universe or He-Man whatsoever, so I don't know too much about these characters. But I've seen how Man of Arms is with technology and all that kind of stuff. I was somewhat expecting them to do some something with Donatello, with building some devices or just anything, but yeah, we didn't get to see anything like that. And we did get seen them go to Snake Mountain, which, from what I can gather, is Skeletor's hiding place, or his lair, or something along those kind of lines. But even then, it just seemed because it just seemed disappointing, because of course the Turtles fighting Ram Man, Krang, Skeletor, and someone else I want to say, Moss Man I want to say. But because of this bit here, because it was near the end of the issue, we didn't really get to see this bit too much, and I felt like this could have been cool, but, well, unfortunately it wasn't, so, yeah. So, there's not really too much I can really talk about. Not really much happened on that bit there. But for the He-Man side of things, we got to see him interact with Casey, April, and Splinter. Somehow they forgot all the stuff about being Rocksteady from the last issue, and just skipped to the fact that He-Man's now in the lair. So he decides to run off to try and find Shredder, but he doesn't know where he is or anything like that. So Splinter says, "Oh yeah, well, you know, I know a good teacher, and I can help you and all that kind of stuff." So He-Man, he gets on a robe and he just, I don't know, he just follows my Splinter. I mean, again, there's not really too much to the story whatsoever, but then for some reason we see Casey and April, they're trying to break into T-Sarai, and this bit, I'd say this bit here felt like things were rushing way too fast, because it felt like stuff like this should have maybe had a little bit more of a build up to it, as to why they're going there. But I don't explain that. And they decide to break in, and this mouse is there. I mean, that should have been cool, but we didn't get to see He-Man fight those. That would have been really cool though. But after that, we do get to see them fighting Shredder, Being Rocksteady, and Hurrah? Wano? I'm not too sure. It's a big Wolfman thing. I mean, with this bit here, it was cool, I want to say, but again, I feel like some bit were rushed. Especially Being Rocksteady, they showed up in the new mutated form with both of them combined. That should have been a bigger reveal, but I feel like because of the toys, it just felt like it was just oh, okay, so just moving on to the next bit. So, yeah, it just felt a little bit disappointing and underwhelming, because, we've already seen the design from the toys, and seeing it here, it's just oh, okay. Yeah. But, we've got to see Shredder vs. He-Man, and this, I feel like it should have been cool. I like Shredder's design enough. I don't feel like it's a really good design, but I feel like it works well enough for what we're trying to go for a crossover. But seeing this bit here, it's just, it really just made me question, because we've got, see this in the Batman TMNT crossover, where, you know, we've got, the other character from the other franchise fighting Shredder, and then somehow is beating Shredder. It just made me question, how good is Shredder actually? Is he actually a good fighter? Because he's going against He-Man, and lost, I think, twice, or and now it's up against He-Man and somehow losing there. Like, is he actually a good fighter? Oh god. But yeah, and that's pretty much it for the He-Man side of things. After that, we do have some more stuff with Renette, and she's travelled back to the source of everything that's happened with the He-Man Toast thing. And turns out that she's back to Japan when Splinter was just still Rat, and there's Masayoshi there, and Rokosaki. And it turns out that they are training a new student, and he's called, oh god, what's his name? Like, Seppuku? No, not Seppuku. That's something completely different. Yeah, it was something completely different. I don't know what his name was actually, but this person, oh, Suraku, I feel like that's his name, but I feel like I said it wrong. But either way, this guy, he's betrayed the clan and now wants to train with a wizard called Skeletor, and so Shredder just thinks that this is a big betrayal of everything. So he decides to slash the symbol onto him, which I don't understand how he was able to do that, like, so quickly, and especially with, like, only 2 blades in his hand. Like, that feels a bit unrealistic. Yeah. And now he went off sometime and did some stuff and became this new character called Ninja, I think I want to say. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, from the toys, he's supposed to be He-Man, I want to say? I'm not too sure, or maybe this is a new character. And, I mean, I must admit, one cool thing about him is the fact that he has the time sensor. I thought that's really cool to see, like, another time traveler character who knows Renette. That's, like, really cool. But at the same time, I don't know anything about this character, so I've got a feeling he's going to be really underwhelming. Also, not to mention that this is only one issue left to really develop this character and actually try to make a story of all this. God knows how, but they're gonna try. But yeah, so I'd just say that overall for this issue, there was some fun elements within this one, where you get to see some characters interacting. It's not the best of what I would have wanted or like expected to see in a He-Man crossover, but they're at least trying to do some stuff. And they are like integrating some of the concepts and like designs from the toys into this one a little bit better than how I did in the first issue. And I'd say for like overall for this series, it's still a mess. I don't think this is as bad as issue number 2, but seeing all the limitations which I do have, and then like seeing like how they're gonna be wrapping things up in the next issue with them all like trying to get back together, going back to their own separate worlds and that kind of stuff within one issue. It just seems like it's going to be a big rush, and it just seems like it's just going to be so disappointing. And I really don't want to say that because I really want to like this crossover, but my god, they're not doing anything to help it. And I've got a feeling that next issue is only going to get worse, like so much worse. I really hope I'm wrong, I really hope I am, but I guess we'll wait and see about that. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what about this issue. Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's it for today, guys. If you please share, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.